There are two kinds of parties. The kind of party where you have a great time with your friends, and the kind where your little brother forces you to go with him because he's too scared to go alone. I'm going to share my experience at both of these parties. The first time I ever got invited to a party personally was around my freshman year, and one of my friends invited me to a sports center called The Zone. We played laser tag, I got to meet his parents, who were actually really nice, and we even got to eat a cake that looked like sushi. It didn't taste like it though. My friend even got like $250 for his birthday. Like, geez dude, you are so lucky. The most I ever got was $20. Though, unfortunately, nothing good can last forever, and I had to go home. But this next party I'm going to tell you about was probably the worst party I've ever been to. The next party I went to was when I was around 6th grade. It was hosted at a pretty generic house, but it was everything but generic that day. Just another reason for me to hate this party. Anyway, the inside was pretty generic too. It set the big trampoline in the middle of the living room. How did they get this giant trampoline to fit in here? I also noticed that they had a Wii U. Yes, I know, really great console. Anyway, I decided to sit on the couch and start playing. But then some random kid popped up out of nowhere and asked if he could play with me. Normally this wouldn't be a problem. But at the time, I was playing with my brother, so I told him that I couldn't play with him. So he started throwing a tantrum. I tried to explain to him that I couldn't play because of my brother, but he wouldn't listen. He ended up telling his mom the whole thing, and his mom told me I couldn't play anything anymore because I was being too disrespectful. She practically banned me from playing video games for a simple misunderstanding that I tried to fix. So, about an hour had passed, and I decided to go check out the backyard and see what was going on. Their backyard was pretty chill, not a lot going on, but they did have a cute little kiddie pool. After about another hour, the rest of the party decided to spend some time in the backyard too, and they made a complete mess of it. The entire yard was covered in mud from the kiddie pool. Speaking of the kiddie pool, it was extremely gross and dirty at this point. After a little while longer, me and my brother agreed that this party sucked. So we just left the party early because we didn't want to deal with any more shenanigans. All in all, I would say that I'm glad I went to each of these parties, because if I didn't, how would I have known that the last party sucked, or the first was amazing? Moral of the story, always go to parties when you're invited. Also, I stole a couple of lemon heads out on the way of the muddy party.